sun to reawaken by incredible inner power, the sun to reconnect with nature, the sun to evolve.
And we try to do, and then how's our back to
So that's a documentary, a film that I've been working on since quite a few years. To raise awareness, which documents my journey of depression of medicine, to raise awareness for this extremely powerful modalities and medicines. So before I get into it, who was up today in the eclipse? Little side? Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that was incredible. I mean, not only did we get to watch a beautiful sunrise in this magical place into eclipse too to start the days. It was incredible. What's that? Yes, I still believe, yeah, when the trifecta. That was so much more. The eclipses are so powerful, and then we all know, right? That's why we're here. It was an eclipse that created all of this. Right? 2 years ago, the world hit nothing on. The disruption of the sunlight, of the photons for those few minutes, manifesting into this, which is how it works, how scared about feelings of an we start as photons to manifest into this difficult worlds. Eclipses, they have always been so extremely powerful across all cultures. When I heard 2 years ago that there was an eclipse going to be passing to Mazatlán, I had never seen a total eclipse, and so I really wanted to, and I could live Oaxaca. And so I heard about it, and I thought I really want to go. So I took a look at the path of totality, and I saw that the first place on land that the eclipse was going to touch down on was in Mazatlán, in Sinaloa, which is my dad's birthplace. And I looked closer, and the first neighborhood, the first barrio where it touched land is called Urias, which happens to be our last name. Then I looked closer, and I saw the time of totality is 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. Well, that would be significant because in 420 was 5 minutes of life. But on this day, it was much different and much more significant because I passed away at 420, April 20, 2017, which is one of the main reasons that I fell into deep depression, which the mushroom was irradiated from almost year war. And so I just thought, whoa, this is so cool. I had to be there to meet it. Didn't know how because it was broke, as or in times, but I just prayed and just source and artist to place where there's somehow. Shortly after that, I connected with Lexa somehow, and it happened. And so for those of you who were there, wow, it was the most magical week. During the eclipse, I felt my dad's, so he passed away on 4/20. I remember when he passed away, watching the sun set over the ocean, that of course I just passed away, so good heaven. I remember watching the sun and thinking, getting a very tangible and deep, heavy feeling that he was the sun, because he was the biggest sun worshiper. Like he was dark. He was always in the sun. He never bought this stuff that the sun was bad. He always knew the sun was energy. No more sunscreen there. Biggest sun worshiper. And my whole life, watching was just always in the sun. I remember thinking that he is the sun, or he's in the sun, and if he's going away for a while, but he'll be back. Just like the sun comes back there. It's this feeling. So to me, this eclipse was his return. So I happened. So I made it. And during the eclipse, right when it started, I felt this spirit, I'll shit you not, enter my body and we merged consciousness for a brief moment. That's happened a few times in my life since I started this shaman app. I'll talk about that. I get off in a bit. But that was his return, and it was the most powerful of them. Just, it's hard to get any words out how powerful it is. So at that festival, I gave a talk as well, workshop. And I drew an analogy between total solar eclipses and in the same way that the sun temporarily blocks the moon temporarily blocks the sunlight, allowing us to see the stars that are always there. It's just overshadowed that sunlight. In the same way, psychedelics work to temporarily dissolve our ego so that we can experience these deeper parts of ourself that are buried in our subconscious, that are really running the show and really running who we are and our identity. Right? And that is the power of how these things work. So that's why I'm here as well. It's just such an incredible week that I will always see for the fan for life. And so when